Collins, tell us about Kang for Nature.
Thank you, Zainab. I'm Collins Busuru. I'm the director and founder of Kang for Nature. Kang for Nature is a youth-led network of environmental enthusiasts based in Nairobi, and it was formed with the sole purpose of providing opportunities for the youth to get involved in wildlife conservation actively.
Talk to us about your assessment, of where we are in terms of conservation of wildlife and in light of what we're facing right now.
Yeah, so we can't talk about wildlife conservation and not mention the ecosystems in which these wildlife live. Yeah, so drought has largely affected these ecosystems. Yesterday I was in Amboseli, and it's a really sad state when you just go for a game drive along Amboseli. The number of gravy zebras and wild beasts that are dead is alarming. The drought is not only affecting the wildlife, it's also affecting the human, the indigenous communities, the Maasai communities living, in these areas. Due to the prolonged drought, a lot of financial resources of these indigenous communities are. What I would say right now is drought is really affecting wildlife, and not in the sense that not just the animals themselves, but the whole ecosystem of wildlife, from the community to the biodiversity in the park, and also to the main wildlife that we seek to protect. So climate change is not something that we should be speaking about like by the way. It's something that is affecting each and every part of us as humans. And what is important to learn, and also I think something that we should have learned last year, is that anything that affects the wildlife directly affects humans. I think coronavirus made it very clear. The interdependency between human and wildlife is not something to brush off. It's a clear symbiotic relationship. So I think we are as humans we are to blame. But when you move to these parks, you feel mercy, because these wildlife don't have a huge role to play in the climate change and in the effects that they are feeling. So it's a sad state, and I heard the meteorological department saying that even the rain that is being expected will be 65% less than normal. Last year, Kenya Wildlife Service did a report on the census of wildlife, yeah, and I'm sure if they do it this year, the numbers will be worse, and the decline is going down rapidly. We really hope for the rainmakers and the rain goes to have mercy on us, because we are in a critical situation. Yeah.
Right. Correct. Okay. And this is your feeling.
I feel that's an understatement.
All right.
Yeah, because we did a research recently, because as Kang for Nature, usually engage university students, and we try to create opportunities for them. Yeah. So while going to these universities, there is one feeling that we got from each and everyone. People are asking, okay, I'm doing a course in environmental science. What happens if I'm done? Where will I go? Who will I knock to? I don't know anyone at all these big organizations, you see. And so we went and sat down and did a research and realized that 75% of youth who study environmental science and wildlife courses end up dropping the course immediately they are finished. Because passion can only take you far, yeah? Yeah, passion can only take you far. Because at the end of the day, when you finish your degree, you need to earn, you need to make a living. But the notion that has been implanted in youth is that you spend your 4 years in campus, and then you come on campus, and then you volunteer. And volunteer. Yeah, that's the notion that has been put out there, which is very wrong, and which is very wrong. Intentionally corrected. Intentionally corrected. And that's why I'm saying most organizations need to actively take this in ensuring that they include the youth in each and every part of the decision making, and also in the implementing, because without that, there will be no posterity. There will be no posterity. This wildlife that we are protecting, who are we protecting it for? Yeah. Yeah. Nairobi National Park celebrated 75 years anniversary last year. And during that celebration, it was a really nice celebration. But you could see with the guests that 50 years from then, everyone in that room would be nature. We try and ensure that we create as... I'm serious. No, I'm saying that because of the age group.
Right.
The age group that is in that room is not sustainable. So we need to actively take youth and put them in this position and put them, let us fail, but let us fail forward. Instead of telling us we have no experience, how are we supposed to gain that experience and yet you can't offer that exposure, that opportunity?
Right.
And that's why as Gang for Nature, we try and ensure that we create as many opportunities as possible in Nairobi National Park, in Karura Forest, in each and every institution, so that the youth can gain that experience, and so that they can also realize that they are the agenda when it comes to wildlife conservation, and they are not just a by partner.
All right.